everybody. Fandom Flux Podcast, episode 206. Checked before the start of the episode at Patient's prompting. He is more on the ball than I am because I'm sleepy.
It's useful information to know.
I'm a sleepy boy. So I'm Casey. How's it going? We got Patient.
Hello, everyone.
We've got Kenshi.
Hi, I'm Kenshi618. 60% of the reason you're having a great Wednesday. I believe this will release on Wednesday. Tuesday. Whatever. Let's do it on Wednesday. That's the reason you're having a great Wednesday. So shut up, Casey. I'm right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, you could be having such a great day it lasts for 2 days.
That is also another reason. Thank you, Slicer, for proving how solid I am.
Say random days, and that would be equally.
I'll tell you what.
And appropriate.
I'll tell you what.
Happy Sunday, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm gonna say every day this week, right now, and what you're gonna do afterwards is splice the correct day in where I introduced myself. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Rusev Day.
Sure, that's a joke that I just don't get, but sure. Also, thank you, Patient. That's a good title. Yeah, I'm not doing that, but thank you for getting a Craig David, of all things, stuck in my head. Craig David song. That's great.
You're welcome.
Wonderful.
Already making everyone's day better.
You're really not. Like, it's a song about a dude that dates a girl for 2 days and then bangs her for the rest of the week. That's not... I didn't need that. That's not something I needed in my life. I did not need to be reminded that was already part of my life. So... good for that guy, I guess. Freaking no. Alright. So... Slice is also here.
Hey, what's up? Triumphant return to the podcast.
Yay! Triumphant, sure.
Would have been last time, but I forgot my mic, and then we didn't even record anyway, so it didn't matter.
Also true. Also, Zero may or may not be here, I don't know. Because he has classes that run earlier than they used to. So, might be changing things up next week. For recording times, probably be fine. And you won't know the difference, but we'll see how that goes. Thank you, Kenshi. So, anyone in particular want to go first? Or
I can go first.
Sweet. Take it away.
Well, today makes the third straight day of me spending the vast majority of the day lying in bed because I've caught influenza.
I just had that last week. I don't know how. That's apparently going around in multiple continents, so...
Yeah.
It's called flu season for a reason.
Yeah, that's a thing.
So, yeah. Spent most of the day just fending off a fever and alternating between coughing and sneezing and runny nose. It's getting better slowly, but had to skip church yesterday, and that's never pleasant for me. But you have to do what you have to do. It's not exactly a good idea to go to a very
It's kind
public...
of impolite to go to a building where you will be sitting in close quarters with people for an hour and you can't move when you're sick. That's not... It's a little impolite.
Yeah, just a little bit. Aside from that, the Crossbrain has been making good progress with Strong World and with the comic version of our story as well.
Awesome.
So, yeah. Our patronage is slowly growing, and my girlfriend is slowly gaining more, slowly getting to the point where she'll be ready to write the next chapter of her story, which I'm very much looking forward to.
Ooh, nice.
Sweet.
Pardon?
Sweet is what I said.
Ah. Aside from that, well, my parents just got back from a trip to California. They brought home shirts for most of everyone else, but for me, I typically wear shirts that don't have anything written on them, and they knew that, so what they got me instead was a little cloth loop that hooks onto a keychain with the words, "Not all who wander are lost," on it. And I like that.
What's that a quote from, by the way? That sounds really familiar.
I'm not sure if it's from anything.
I don't know. I think it's one of those general statements at this point that have been lost to time. I doubt it is. I doubt my accuracy on that, but that's what I believe. So I'm going with it.
Not all who wander are lost may refer to not all those who wander are lost, a line from the poem All That Is Gold Does Not Glitter, written by J.R.R. Tolkien for The Lord of the Rings.
I see. That makes sense. Yeah, I thought it sounded familiar. All That Is Gold, yeah. So, alright.
I feel like that's something that Gandalf said in the films.
Yeah, it sounds very wizardry.
Oh yeah, and I finally got around to editing in chapter titles for this bites and making it easier to find the chapters for everyone on Archive of Our Own, at least.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. I think Zomniac took care of it on Space Battles and fanfiction.net, so that just leaves sufficient velocity. Possibly Patreon. I don't think there's much else notable aside from that. It's been a slow week, and my job interview. I tried my best, and I arrived 20 minutes late, despite planning things out. I thought I made a good impression regardless, but I haven't heard back from them. No surprise there.
Yeah, I know how that feels. Being late, I mean, I've been late to a job interview. It sucks.
Especially since everything I heard I loved about what I heard about the company. It would have been fantastic. I'll try applying for them again in a month or two. Just give it a bit of time. I guess. And I'll be applying for other jobs once this flu is gone, because I don't want them to call and me have to say, no, I can't schedule an interview anytime soon.
That doesn't leave the best of impressions, no.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, there's not really much else. There's an event going on Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links that's actually has you teaming up to duel with an AI against 2 computer players. It's interesting, and I've been taking it upon myself to quantify the data, and it's taking down the notes of the decks, making slow progress on that.
Is your computer teammate an idiot, or does he actually kind of pick up on what you're doing?
More on the side of idiocy, but it's not unreliable
Oh, that's
all
good.
the time.
Gotta carry that computer.
Or, use them as a scapegoat.
Yeah.
But there's a card for that.
There is a card for that. There's also now apparently a player partner for the AI partner for that as well.
Okay. I think that's it for me.
Well, there's not just a card for that. There's several cards for that.
Oh yeah.
I'm talking
In multiple
specifically.
colors.
I'm talking specifically about the card Scapegoat.
Sacrifice the rainbow.
I'm talking about Scapegoat number 4. It's my favorite.
Which one's that one? Is that the yellow one?
I don't remember. I think it's like aqua colored. I'm not sure.
That was a cute idea. Actual goats. Yeah. So I guess I can go next. Like I say, I don't have much. Like most of the stuff that I've done this week has been rigorously documented in the Discord channel. So, our regular listeners might be well aware of this at this point. But I made a deal with Zero through some shenanigans. We were in the the audio chat on the public Discord and talking about things. I forget what they were, and somehow it got around to Zero talking shit about Hamilton, and me in turn talking shit about Jojo. And at some point, I was just like, okay, Zero, I'll make you a deal. I'll watch Jojo, I'll finally watch it, if you listen to Hamilton. And he agreed. And so a deal was struck, and Zero listened to the first 5 seconds and decided, yeah, I love this. That's apparently all it took. So, screw that guy, because my opinion wasn't good enough, but like 5 seconds of listening to the...
Listen, I don't know why you're mad. You actually got him to listen to it and he liked it.
Literally, all it took was, how does a bastard, orphan, and that was it. That's all it took.
You're so salty, Casey.
No, I have to watch like 6 seasons of goddamn Jojo. And
you don't have to watch 6 seasons. You just have to watch enough to get the gist of it, which you will, because that show is nonsense.
Kenshi?
Yeah.
Doesn't the gist of what Jojo has become only start in season 3?
Oh, yeah, but that's not where they hook you.
I
Our
finished
Discord
part 1
chat has
already.
helpfully been providing a bunch of JoJo memes just to help.
Yeah. So, I watched the first part. It's... There are some positives and some negatives. Like, the art style is amazing. Like, I'm sure the anime took some liberties with that, because obviously it's in color, and the manga probably wasn't. And by liberties, I mean color doesn't mean much in terms of consistency, but looks amazing because they basically paint the backgrounds like a Black Velvet painting. Like, the entire show looks like it came out of Black Velvetopia from that Psychonauts game.
Huh.
It's gorgeous.
That's cool.
So that was fantastic. The plot, not so much. Like,
Are you actually going to be making like a video out of this, by the way?
No, he's not.
no, that's why I'm
He
doing
just
it.
did
Here.
this kind of a deal.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, it's part of the deal. So I'm fully expecting when Zero is on an episode that he is going to espouse his newfound appreciation for Hamilton and my advice and opinions on what is good quality work. Thank you very
You
much.
won't be mentioned. Let's be honest here. You won't come up once.
Listen, Casey.
Yeah, he's gonna come on and say, man, I heard about this new show called Hamilton. I just listened to it and it was so great. I'm so glad I discovered this thing. It's amazing.
And you know what you can do then? You can mute him.
Yeah.
Look, Casey, all you know about Jojo, plot-wise, is that there's this family, and they're apparently destined to deal with all kinds of shit throughout the ages. So they do. And they're all named Jojo.
Yeah, so... Yeah. As far as I'm concerned, the plot for part 1 should have probably ended after the 3rd episode. After the, I'm going to say, fire. That should have been the end of the first part and would have worked amazingly as a prequel. The next 6 episodes pretty much feel like, okay, this was kind of successful. So, hey, author of Jojo, whose name I don't know, drag this out for as long as you can. And that's what he does. And superpowers are created, and bullshit excuses so that superpower can be used are created, and the ripple apparently works through any medium except when it doesn't. Yeah.
There are no rules in this series except for when there are rules.
The only overarching rule is that it must always be bizarre. Oh yeah, and the protagonist has to be awesome. That's always a thing.
He was pretty awesome.
Does he? I heard there was a season where the main character was kind of a punk kid and he's a bit useless. I think maybe that's in place so he grows as a character. I'm not really sure.
I mean, ow. Sorry. I mean, I'm not the big Jojo fan among the crossbrain. That would be Hornets.
Yeah. Also, I cottoned on to what they were doing with the names pretty early on when Robert E.O. Speedwagon showed up in the show, and I'm like...
It's great, right? It's great.
And
Get
Elder
it?
Ton Petty, and...
Get it?
I'm pretty sure there was a group of zombies that were named after all of the members of Led Zeppelin.
You haven't gotten into the stands yet.
Nope. Not to mention Mr. Zeppeli. And I don't know what Poco refers to, but I'm assuming it refers to something. Yeah. So, positives and negatives. I think...
Like everything.
I don't know whether the intention was for this to be like a multi-generational story, or like this was a last-minute decision when they're like, okay, this has run its course, we need to just take a clean break and just move on to something else. But yeah, that actual ending for part 1 was solid and interesting. And I love that Oreo Speedwagon has this big speech about how he'll always be there for them whenever they need it. Yeah, that didn't work out so well. Oh well. I like his hat, though. Until he stole Zeppeli's, and that was kind of a dick move. Like, no one seems to mention it as well.
Well, I mean, better
Nice
than
hat.
letting it...
It's a cool hat, but come on, dude. Yeah, so that's a pretty good show. I like the art style better than I like the plot. Obviously, the writing kind of reminded me of a little kid writing his own superhero plot. and how he gets into a really, really dire situation, but then turns out his superpower works through leaves, for example. Yeah, so it's a little sloppy, but I'm sure it improves. Like, that's my understanding from what everyone has been telling me in the Jojo chat in the Discord server. It improves. So I look forward to that. People keep telling me to wait until part 3, so at least 3 seasons.
You can just read it to speed it up.
Why would I ever read it?
Don't worry about it. Because
Like,
it's faster.
like the best thing I've found about the show so far
Soundtrack
is the color work.
Oh,
Not the soundtrack.
Soundtrack's fine. Like, I like the cover of Roundabout at the end, and the opening, obviously. The opening may or may not have just had me go Jojo every few seconds. It's pretty impactful. It works. But yeah, for the actual content of the show, yeah, it's absolutely the color work because it looks gorgeous. It does amazing things for the artwork. Pairs very, very well. Yeah, so I wouldn't read this. I would watch it.
Fair.
Every time. Yeah. So, it's JoJo. It's fun. For a certain definition. I keep talking shit. It will get better, is what everyone tells me. So, I'm trying to think of anything else that I did this week that's of real impact. And not really.
So, convincing Zero that you were right and then getting mad that he took this long for him to realize it is like 90% of your week.
More or less, there's something else that I kind of want to talk about, but it's an announcement that I'm not 100% sure when I'm actually gonna take a crack at it. But we'll get to that another week.
Very well.
Yeah, so that's pretty much my week. I should probably put JoJo in the link dump as well.
Sure.
JoJo. Sice, did you want to go next?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Been a while. So I'll start with I graduated. I got my degree in the mail like 3 weeks ago, something like that.
Yeah, yes. Good old Kenshi route, taking it in the mail instead of the actual graduation ceremony. I approve.
Fuck no, I ain't going to that.
Yeah, I didn't go to. I had to go to mine for once, and I am never going to one again.
Yeah. What was told me by multiple people was, one, it was super boring. My boss is like, thank God you're not going. I have to go, and it sucks. And my boss on campus, by the way, at work study. And multiple people told me it was more for the family than it was for the person actually graduating.
Yeah.
Although the sense I get is that it does lead a little bit of closure as far as like your college career goes, because it felt a little weird just not going to school one day.
Yeah, I can see that. Also, just realized that as soon as Zero graduates later this year, I will be the only one on this podcast that doesn't have a degree. I'm not feeling so hot about that, but congratulations, Slicer.
I'm sure you can get the extra paper somewhere else.
We'll I got some crayons laying around. I'll mail you a degree.
Yeah, it's just as valuable.
Absolutely.
Okay. I'll take it.
So I found full-time, or rather not full-time, part-time bordering on full-time employment at overnight maintenance at Walmart, which is nice. I'm not sure if I mentioned that on the last episode that I was on.
I don't think so, no. So
I don't know. It's been so long since I've been on an actual mainline podcast. It's weird.
Woo.
So it's nice. My boss is the only Scottish man in the entire town, which gets a little weird because his accent comes out hard when he gets tired, and we work overnight maintenance, so all the time.
I won't try and be Scottish.
Yeah, overnight is it attracts some weirdos. I'll just tell you that.
Yeah.
Recently, our machines keep breaking down, so instead of replacing them, because we are the smallest store in Iowa, as a plaque in our back room brags about for some reason, we are literally last in line to get any new equipment. So everything we have breaks down constantly. Instead of getting new equipment, our store manager decided to instead rent new equipment for a week, 1 week, and then not tell us how to use it, or give us a guide or a handbook or anything. And it's not a Walmart product, so I couldn't just look up the guide online on our work computers. So I had to go on my own phone on my own time and look up a guide for it. It was great. It yeah, really sucked. Oh, and they didn't give us the right pads too. It takes 14-inch pads, and we were shipped 13-inch and 15-inch pads. So that was great.
You know what you do? You put them both together and you cut off the difference. There you go.
That's we just get 13-inch pads. We get 2
I don't know how math works.
I mean,
Fair
the
enough.
numbers check out, but I don't.
Yeah, it totally checks out, definitely. Oh, we also had to effectively deep clean the machine to deep clean the floor because it had an entire head of hair stuck in one of the hoses. And yeah,
Iowa, ladies and gentlemen.
It's been a real adventure.
Well, I suppose technically speaking, that's more Walmart, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's Walmart. Doesn't matter if it's Iowa or like Los Angeles, California, or Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. It's Walmart, brother.
So, my girlfriend wishes to inform me that she also hates it when her pads aren't the right size.
Wow. All right.
Okay, that's a joke. Yep. Just gonna let that one slide by.
I mean,
Gonna
why?
let it flow, if you will.
Because I found it hilarious.
She's in the room, Casey. You can say whatever you want now. So,
See, you terrible person, you.
So, aside from that, I've been playing some games. I got some new ones recently, but instead of that, I decided to play Days Worth of 7 Days to Die because I can't not play that game. I don't know what it is. I'm not even doing anything fun. I'm like raiding places. That's it.
Was it 7 days worth of 7 days?
It was like 35 days worth of 7 Days to Die. At times set at the slowest it can go. So, yeah. Real life days. Oh, and I got back into Fallout Shelter, and I can't seem to... I'm playing it right now. I can't seem to stop. So, that's also a thing.
Oh, really? It looks like you're playing Realm Grinder.
Well, it's because my phone doesn't... You know what I mean. I never stopped playing Realm Grinder. Ever.
No kidding.
Honestly, I think that's really it. I haven't done much besides work this week. My days off are Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, the day of Wednesday. So, yeah.
Anything else over the past several months worth talking about?
I got into and then out of 2 separate relationships, and now I'm in a happy one that I've been in for just shy of 6 months now. So, hey, that's fun.
Woo.
yay.
Aside from that, not much, honestly. Once I got settled in at Walmart, things have kind of settled, which is super nice.
Yeah. Cool beans.
Oh, I did get contacted by a cousin I hadn't seen since I was like 5. We've been kind of chatting on and off, so that's been also pretty weird.
Any particular reason, or just complete random?
Apparently she'd been looking for me, like I want to say low key looking, but I can't think of a better phrase for that.
Yeah.
Low effort searching.
Yeah, she thought Slicer was cool back in the day and then lost contact with him. And now they're grown now. So it's like, you know that cool cousin I used to have? Wonder what he's doing. So she found him, and that's how that works. I assume.
You're not wrong, actually. Like, she was just trying to get into contact with family she hadn't talked to in a while, and I was one of them. And the worst part is, this was back when Facebook had a separate section for like different messages. Messenger wasn't a thing yet, and so it just sat in a folder that I didn't know existed for 6 months. So
that's Facebook.
That was a bit awkward when I finally did, respond to that. A lot of apologizing on my part. But, yep. So we occasionally go out for food, that kind of thing. It's nice. Yep. And that's an update. And unless anyone has any specific questions, I really can't think of anything important that's happened.
Suddenly remembering I have a Facebook account that I haven't looked at in like 4 years.
You're better off.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't saying otherwise. It's just, oh yeah, that exists. I wonder who's tried contacting me. And then I remembered nobody cares, so it's probably a better idea that I don't.
Damn it, Casey!
What? Did I make the joke for you?
Well, yes, but also that's really sad coming from someone that's not.
Yeah, I don't care. Like, I have cousins, but I don't care. Like, on any
Do they
level.
care?
As far as I'm aware, no. And, it's mutual. And they're kind of gross people, so kind of okay with them just staying away. Like, as
That's
in,
fair.
They labeled the things in my grandma's house that they want when she dies.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah.
That,
so, kind of okay with not knowing them in any way, shape, or form. So,
Right then.
Yeah. So, Kenji.
All right. So I'm going to top that, but let's go. All right. What has Kenji been up to? Well, a few days ago, I updated Less Than Zero. That was the thing that I did. Probably
You
gonna
wrote a scene
update-
with the banging.
I did do that.
That was like half the chapter.
Yeah, I didn't have a whole lot to go in that chapter, so I was like, I'm gonna stop it soon after this. So I did. So I did that. Currently working on another chapter of the X-Men fic because I really like these superhero fics right now.
Apparently. Pretty good.
I try. Maybe one day I can actually write an actual series of superheroes and make some money and get on this sweet superhero racket before the bubble bursts.
I think it kind of already has.
Shut up, Slicer. It hasn't burst yet.
Not quite yet. Wait for Marvel to finish out Infinity War, and then it's gonna go. Then it's gonna be done.
Yeah, I was gonna say Marvel's kind of kicking ass, but like everyone else kind of petered out.
They would have had to succeed first before they could peter out, but sure.
That's depressing but true.
So yeah, that's what I'm into in the writing front. Oh yeah, this will matter to no one else but me. But I just got through with perhaps the most all-inclusive 14-hour weekend of wrestling ever. Like, there's so much wrestling to be had this week for myself.
Did they serve breakfast? I don't know what that means.
I mean, I was eating breakfast while watching some of it, if that counts.
Oh, okay.
So between WWE and stuff in England and stuff in Japan, I've watched like 16 plus hours of wrestling this weekend.
Wow.
Of first run programming. That is a lot of fucking stuff to watch if you are not aware, between Friday and Sunday night. So, and not to mention the fact that I trained on Sunday and actually had a show Saturday night. Oh, and also there was MMA on Saturday night as well. So if you want to tack that on for some reason, that's even more. So, yeah, a lot of shit. And it was all really good. Like, so good. I don't know what to do with myself now.
I have no idea what Japanese wrestling would look like. Like, pro wrestling.
Like, it's hard to... It's not that much different. It's just they treat it a lot more sport-like.
More of a spectacle.
Less of
No,
a spectacle from what it
yeah,
sounds
less of a
like.
spectacle. They treat it as more of a straight up sport. Like there's less camera angles. They don't cut to cameras so much to like get the best shot of it. They get what they can get when they can get it as far as camera angles go. There's not a whole lot of talking or backstage stuff. They tell more of the story with what they're doing in the ring than just beating you over the head with it with weird segments. It's a lot more. I don't know. It's competition oriented more so. Whereas in most of American wrestling, especially in WWE, they treat wins and losses like they don't matter most of the time. So.
Well, yeah, when a third competitor can literally just walk out into the ring and he's part of the match now, I guess. All right, that's yeah.
Yeah, they don't do that in Japan at all. They don't do interference in Japan much at all. So there's that. Actually, it may be surprising to you, but across the pond where you are, Casey, there's quite the booming wrestling scene.
That is surprising to me. Like, from everything I heard about pro wrestling when I was growing up, it was always about American pro wrestling. No one actually cared about anything that was going on here. Whether there was or not, I don't actually know. So
yeah, like sometime around 2011, stuff started exploding over there for you guys, and right now it's a pretty big deal. Like, there's this promotion in Ireland where they'll like rent out a 10,000 seat arena for their big shows, which is pretty damn good. And there's also another one. It's called Progress. They are steadily building an audience as well. They routinely sell out the little venue that they had. It's like 2,500 people max. So they're going up to 10,000 seat places too. So, yeah. If I ever go over there.
Also, Ireland aren't different country.
I know it's a different country, but it's like it's
Close
still
enough.
like most not that. It's like most wrestlers in England. A lot of them go over to Ireland to wrestle as well. So, like a lot of the stars from one promotion are over there too. So that sort of thing. They're close enough where I just lump them together. Like they're right there. So.
Well,
sorry if that's offensive.
I'm sure it's great for them to have, respect from a proud Canadian wrestler like you, Kenji. So I'm sure it's...
Okay, it is not the same what I just said compared to that. Also, I would love to be a Canadian wrestler. What are you talking about? That'd be awesome. I wish I lived in Canada.
You should.
The desire to be Canadian has never been stronger.
Canada, can you guys take me, please? Like, I'm totally down with that.
I'll ride into the ring on a Zamboni. It'd be great.
Fuck that. I'll carry a moose on a leash. It'd be great.
Okay, you're carrying it on a leash.
I'll learn French.
I mean, pick one, is what I'm saying.
Why can't I do both? The moose can walk next to the Zamboni.
I mean, if you're carrying the moose, I'm pretty sure it's not going anywhere.
Oh. Speaking of Canada, I saw the trailer for the new Super Troopers.
Is it good?
I don't know what that is.
Oh, you never seen Super Troopers? You should watch that. I don't know. Like, there's some good stuff in it. There aren't that many callbacks. I don't know. I need to see another trailer before I make a decision. I'm still going to watch it. But
do you want there to be a lot of callbacks?
No, I don't.
Okay. I'm kind of neutral about callbacks myself, so... And one or two is fine, but it can get excessive pretty quickly.
Yeah, there's only one specific one that makes sense and There's only one specific one that I've noticed that got a chuckle out. So, I'm going to watch it anyway. I think it's going to be good. They've been working on it for fucking ever, so it should be good. Also, Casey, you should watch Super Troopers. Do it.
No.
Fine. Is this going to be one of those things where you're just going to not like the way you didn't watch see Hamilton or you listened to it because you said it?
Okay, the last time I made one of these deals, I ended up having to watch... How many episodes is JoJo? Like 100 episodes of a goddamn show, so...
Super Trooper isn't 2 hours long.
You don't have to watch every episode of JoJo. You're taking that upon yourself. You could have easily just like watched one episode and called it good, or even just one season.
I feel like that would have been disingenuous.
So is watching 5 episodes and going, yeah, I'm into this. Or 5 seconds, rather.
Did he actually listen to the rest of it?
From what he said so far, he hasn't yet. I think he's like a few songs in, and he's busy. College, last semester of college, so I get that.
Fair enough.
He has complained that he has had certain songs stuck in his head. And he's mad at me for it, which makes me happy.
I'll be sure to grill him on this to make sure he's doing his due diligence here, because I smell a rat, and
You know
its
what?
name is King of Zero X.
Funnily enough, Ethan F. got hit with more collateral on this than anyone else. He has had non-stop the song at the end of the first act stuck in his head for the past, like, God, 3 days, I think it's been, since this deal was struck. Oh,
Poor bastard.
yeah. It's pretty funny to watch, actually, because I have been there. So, you know, I mean, if you're going to have a song stuck in your head, probably make it a good one, I guess. Yeah.
I can't argue that.
Right, so outside of that, I don't think I really have anything else. My car's a piece of crap. Just want to throw that in there.
Yeah, that thing broke last week, didn't it?
It not only broke, it's still messed up. I don't know what's wrong with it. It can only go like 5 to 10 minutes without overheating, no matter what I do, and it guzzles antifreeze like a son of a bitch. Cars aren't supposed to do that. I had to figure out what's wrong with it.
What kind of car is it?
4-door sedan. It's a Buick Century.
Hmm.
So it's old.
Have you gone like a massive Google search to see if that's a common problem of the make and model, or?
I have not, but I'm going to because it's ridiculous at this point.
It's a good idea.
So, yeah, other than that, that's all I got, ladies and germs. That was my week. Oh, also, should I get Monster Hunter World? Because I don't want to spend any more money.
From what I heard, it's a very multiplayer-focused one of those games. I don't know
Fuck
what that
that.
means, but
I know exactly what that means. Fuck that. I'm good.
yeah. I mean, look into it yourself, because I don't fucking know. The only time I played a Monster Hunter game was on the DS, and that didn't go too well, because that's a fucking DS screen, and that's a game of menus. So,
I played it on PS2, and it just took... I played it for 8 hours straight, and didn't get to anything interesting. So, then again, I've been told this one is where people are interested in the series should go, because it starts faster.
So
You go from start to fight big monster pretty quick, I guess.
yeah, like, look up videos and such and do your usual due diligence, but I have heard... Actually, pretty much that's the only thing I've heard, that it's more multiplayer focused.
Yeah, if that's the case, I don't care how good it's supposed to be. I'm not getting it. I got enough of that in my life.
That was the main question I asked, actually. I have quite a few friends that have it, and they're saying good things, but I had to ask, like, can I play it solo? That's all I wanted to know. And the answer was, sort of, but it's better multiplayer.
Oh, wait, was it you that told me it was multiplayer focused?
It might have been, honestly.
I feel kind of shitty for just, like, oh yeah, I heard this thing from somebody. I don't know who it was.
To be honest, I have, 6 or 7 friends that all play it, so I would have gotten mixed up, honestly. Maybe I'm biased, but... Yeah.
So
yeah, there you go, Kenji, I guess.
All right, and that, for certain, is the end of my week. Thank you for your time.
I forgot 2 things. One of them was actually for patient. Apparently the flu shot this year really nailed it. So if you haven't already gotten one, you may want to get one after you get better.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Funny you should say that. According to my physician, there were a few strains that were rather off this year.
Also, I'm pretty sure flu shots are more of a preventative measure than anything.
We could get
What
it
is?
again. But what I've heard, and take this with a grain of salt, the flu shot vaccine is better than ever, but the fucking flu strain keeps mutating. So it gets stronger or more resistant to the flu virus. It's still better to have it than not have it, but the flu is strong enough that it might not matter in some cases.
Mm. And the other thing was I'm going to be taking Taekwondo classes within the next few months. So that's
Fight
something
me.
interesting I'm doing.
Fight me.
You keep saying that, but I like to not get my ass kicked.
It won't be that bad.
Let me have like 3 hard ciders first, so I'm nice and tipsy. Apparently, I'm stronger and better at fighting when I'm tipsy. So let's go with that.
Well, I mean,
Everyone says, and then
Taekwondo
it's
is
not
the one
true.
where it's like dance fighting, right? Though, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like the
it's
one
a
that's
lot of-
all about kicks
There's
and
a lot of
balance
balance
and shit.
involved there.
I feel like that would do poorly with drink as a combination.
I will
Also-
prove you right.
Also, everyone that has ever they fight better do not fight better drunk.
Okay, I should say I care less that I get punched in the face when I'm drunk.
That's the only parameter that matters to me.
There you go. Did we have actual topics, by the way, or 'cause I know that was a point of contention earlier, or rather, point of topic.
Yeah, no. So,
Oh.
that was the thing I brought up, like, hey, we only have 4 people, and Ken probably has nothing to talk about because he's Ken. So, we should probably have something to talk about. Dead silence? Cool. Okay, let's start the episode then, I guess.
Have you guys ever talked about loot boxes? What your opinions
Yes.
of them are? That kind of
Yes,
thing.
we haven't,
Extensively.
but we haven't heard your opinion.
Oh, okay. I find them disgusting. That's about the short of it.
That's
There you
pretty much
go.
the consensus then.
Yeah.
Good talk. So, there was one other thing I could mention. So, weird thing happened today that apparently someone tried to hack into my Mojang account, which, for people that aren't familiar with like video games from like 8 years ago, that's the Minecraft peoples. So basically what that means is someone tried to hack into my Minecraft account for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Look, man, you got to get those diamonds.
Those what? Oh,
Diamonds.
those diamonds, right, because Minecraft. Like,
Dude, resource farming's big business on the dark web.
okay.
I don't know if that's true or not. It just sounds like some dumb shit I can say makes sense.
Maybe someone found a way to mine Bitcoin in Minecraft, so they're just hacking all those accounts to. I don't fucking know.
I don't, like, I don't know why, but they were very thorough. Like, they apparently changed my password, which meant I had to reset my password. While I was resetting my password, they tried to set security questions, which apparently didn't take, as far as I could tell. Like, if you try and set security questions, then it asks you through your email address, which I was getting all these emails, so didn't go through probably how they planned. But yeah, for some reason someone really wanted to get into my Minecraft account that I
If they-
only use for solo play except on Ethan's server. So
If they
what
would
if
have
it was
done it,
Ethan?
if they would have done it quickly, would they have gotten away with it? Like, was the fact that you were actively checking your email the thing that thwarted them, or like, would it just not have worked? Like, you could have got it back easily.
I don't know.
Or was it that you checked and then they were in there, but you just didn't care, and then they didn't care because of whatever they found and just left it alone?
Like, did Scrolls suddenly take off as a video game? Like, while I wasn't paying attention? Like, that was like a card thing, I think, right? Maybe that was... I don't know. I don't understand any of this. But I'm just very quickly going to check that they didn't change my... No, my email's still the same for the account, so they didn't change that either. So I guess they're just strange people. I don't understand what the... I'm so lost. Yeah. So that was a weird thing that happened.
Apparently, yeah. That is pretty weird.
Of all things. Like, so many better targets. Yeah, so that's pretty much all I got. It's like, we're at 50 minutes. Yeah, 50 minutes usually is pretty good for recommendations. So, yeah. Anyone got any recommendations? Kenshi, you don't have any good recommendations? So, anyone else have any good recommendations?
Screw you, just because you're right.
Yeah, just because I'm accurate.
It's good to know things never change.
Shut up, Slicer.
No one's.
I know Patient had one. Do you want me to go first, or do you want to go first, or he might be in the bathroom or something?
Patient, are you still there?
No, I was just bringing it up. If you want to go first, go ahead.
Yeah, sure. Okay, mine. Let me pull it up real quick. I have it open. I'm reading it, so I can't check the author. There we go. Okay. Ring of Condemnation by Gensh. It is 22 chapters, 87,000 words. The writer made several, let's call them borderline self-inserts, or at least OC-centric Dark Souls stories. And this is one where the main character is actually part of the lore. Like, he's not a person transported the universe. He was already there. And he's a cleric, kind of see the future, that kind of thing. It's a very interesting take on it because his powers don't work in the same way that they do in everything else. Like, he has one eye that Cowboy Bebop style can see the future, sort of. It's interesting. I'll give it that. And it's quite good because the main character does not have any offensive abilities. He has one offensive miracle he can use 3 times, and aside from that, he just has a whip he hits himself with. As I forget what it's called. It's a priestly thing. It's used to calm the mind and center the self or whatever. So he has to gather allies as opposed to being main character, powerful hero man. And yeah, that's my recommendation.
All right. Self-flagellation.
That's it. Also, I guess I also recommend his other works as well, which I don't have the name of on hand and can look up real quick. If somebody else wants to go while I do that.
All right. Patient, do you have yours up?
I do, yes.
Cool beans.
This is an ongoing Harry Potter fanfiction. It's called Harry Potter, My Life is My Own by Sashian, I believe is how you pronounce the name. Here's the link. Here's how you spell the author's name. And the premise is basically that Harry was born with a magically eidetic, not sure how you pronounce it. Memory. So he basically remembers everything that he's ever seen and ever done. And
I've seen that a few times.
Yeah. And this borrows a lot of plot devices from other fics. Well, not plot devices, but just backstory stuff. It's another manipulative Dumbledore story. Manipulative, but not evil. It seems to be ongoing. It's about 200,000 words, 26 chapters, and the last update was on New Year's Day. So,
is that normal, where the updates are several months apart?
I don't know. I just found this story.
Oh, fair enough. Okay, I thought you'd been reading it a while.
Yeah, no. It's also rated M's. That's probably just due to the more blatant child abuse that happens in it.
Yeah, to do it.
Yeah. Anyway, it's a good story from what I've seen, though I'm hoping that things take a let's say, a better turn for Dumbledore. Well, that's my thought anyway. It's a good story from what I see thus far. A bit on the overpowered Harry side, but I don't mind that. So, that's my recommendation.
Yeah. It's a little odd to me that manipulative Dumbledore is like a thing you have to call out, considering that was his canon thing.
It's just a lot more blatant about it.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I guess. Yeah. Sorry, you were going to say something, Slicer?
Right. The reason I wanted to list the stories that this guy's written is because they all have pretty good names. Let's see. They're out of order, unfortunately, so I can't quite find them. Okay, the one for Dark Souls 1, because he did one for each Dark Souls, was Why Can't I Just Take the Ring After I Fight Artorias? That's the name of the story.
I feel like you might have recommended that before because I've heard that name.
I think I have, actually. Because the second one is Why Can't I Just Take Shanalot on Adventures with Me? The next one is Why Can't I Just Take an Army of Summons and Drown Them in Bodies? The one for Bloodborne is Why Can't I Just Take the Cord Without Killing the Larva? And the last one is it's kind of a Maki series he did. And it's Why Can't I Just Take My Waifu on a Date?
Okay.
Yes, so I recommend almost all of those. The My Waifu one is kind of confusing, so I can't really recommend that one, but the others are quite good.
I imagine it would be pretty difficult to get a giant dragon girl into a restaurant or anything, so
Yeah.
that sounds confusing.
I will say the one for Dark Souls 2, Why Can't I Take Shanalot on Adventures with Me? She absolutely hates him, Shanalot, because he gets all of his power from the first game, Adventure or whatever, when he hops in. And so he doesn't need her help in the slightest. And he just gives her the finger when she tries to manipulate him.
Oh, is that the name of the Emerald Herald?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's her regular name.
Yeah. Yeah. I hated her.
Yeah.
It's well documented how much I hated her. Yeah.
Most people do, honestly. She's not exactly very popular aside from being a waifu.
Hmm. The voice and the accent are pretty, I admit.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so recommendations are tricky because I've been reading a lot of stuff on QQ, and that's not for public consumption for the most part.
Right, Casey introduced me to questionable content. I'm reading a bunch of stuff.
Questionable content
That's
is a webcomic about hipsters. That's not the same thing.
Never mind. Yeah, you're right.
It's also not very good, but it's...
Boy, is there a lot of shit on that site.
Yeah, open mind is a good way to approach it if you're looking for that sort of content. Because, yeah, if someone wants to write something, they're pretty much allowed to write something, and you're not allowed to talk shit about them for writing it, which, personally, I find to be a good policy to have.
Overall, I'd say yeah.
Yeah. That also means some of the things I'm following are not. So.
Well, I mean, yeah, the shit floweth, but I mean, better things are written without much hesitation, so to speak. But yeah, you were saying?
So, my recommendation is it's actually a quest, so not technically just a story that's been written. It's called Ninja Tactics, which is obviously a Naruto quest. It is incredibly long running. Like, just broke a mega word. That's 1 million words written for it in total.
Okay, for those who don't know, myself included, what is a quest?
A quest is basically you give a basic outline of what the story setting is, and then it's basically a choose your own adventure kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
Just bottom line it for you. So yeah, it's written in second person perspective. So a lot of you did this and you did that. So yeah, this one in particular, the audience apparently chose to start the quest as the twin of Kakashi, which means the entire story so far, the protagonist is now 9 years old, and the majority of the story has been set during the Third Ninja War, which, you know, is largely unexplored territory. So that's actually pretty interesting way to set the story.
There are stories of that setting, but they're not very popular. So it's not one that shine light on much.
Yeah, like there's a lot of just development of the setting, like a lot of XPs from other series, but they're well integrated into the canon. So like you have Korra is not a waterbender, but a member of one of the clans of the Mist. And I'm trying to think of like I can't remember what is Illidan, I think, was a character in World of Warcraft, and he gets brought in as a creepy poison using sword dude. Yeah, so all sorts of stuff like that just getting thrown in. A lot of Avatar mythology because, you know, it fits basically. Like, for more of the mysticism stuff, it fits really well. And yeah, it spends a lot of time and effort on developing the setting in a war footing rather than just everyone's happy and it's all good and stuff and woo and no, this is a lot of blood and death because this is a war setting. Yeah, so it's really well written. And a lot of effort goes into it, and it updates almost daily. So,
wow,
yeah.
How big are the updates? Just a few thousand, or like
a few thousand words? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it hasn't even been going that long. It's since July, so 1 million words in 6 months is pretty fucking good. Granted, some of that's collaborative effort, like other people writing a marque for it. But
all that's included?
Yeah. So, but it's a really well-constructed story. There are some squicky things in it. And my recommendation for said squicky things is to just move past that section.
Can we get a gist of what that is? Like lemons or like child abuse?
There are no lemons. Gonna point that out now as the first thing I say about this, because the characters are currently 9 years old. There are none.
Right.
That does not happen. There are moments in some of the omake where the readers get a little bit overzealous, I'll say, and
they forget that fact.
Not forget, but they get a little closer than probably. So, like I say. Just move past it. Yeah. Some weird people on QQ, and that's fine, you do you, but I don't really want to see that. So, just skip past it. Just ignore that it happened. Yeah. This is why I've been avoiding recommending anything from QQ, because it can get a little squicky. So.
That's fair.
Yeah. So, that's my recommendation. It's a really well-constructed story, and worth possibly coming across some of the stuff, and yeah. So, anyone else got anything they want to talk about? We're at like an hour and 5, so yeah, we're pretty fine.
You kind of cut out there. We're what?
We're at an hour and 5, so.
And you thought we needed a topic.
Yeah. Well, we did last week.
Don't you feel silly?
No. So, no one's got anything? Cool. I guess.
Yeah, right not.
Alright. So, did we do the... I think we've done the Patreon for this month, so yeah. Yeah.
I think it starts again next week.
Yeah. So I'd like to thank everybody for listening to the Fandom Flux podcast episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are 10 dual commandments. Ethan will get that joke. So that wasn't where I was originally going with that, but I forgot the number. It's 206 is the episode number of this episode. What's the outro is the thing I'm supposed to be doing. I got
Casey,
so
go.
confused.
Frank, take it home. You're drunk.
I think I might be getting a little bit sick. That might have
Am I the
happened.
only one who's not sick? I'm surrounded by sick people.
I'm not sick, Slicer.
It's the world that's sick. So, if you'd like to get in contact with us, you can do so through the YouTube channel, through the comments, or through our public Discord that we have some linked on. If you'd like to donate on Patreon, you appreciate it. Thank you, please. Thank you. Once again, I'd like to thank the podcast. Someone's talking, and I don't know who it is, and she's scaring me. It's 206. Bye, everybody.
Oh my God. Bye. God.
Don't judge.
Hey,
Okay.
people, we're a podcast. If you like what we do, maybe support us on Patreon, because we're great, and you guys are great, and we can be great together.
See?
Stop being better at this than me.
I'm not sick, or getting sick, or half asleep. So, maybe I should do that this week. You can pick it up next week when I'm half asleep.